We are back, Noles fans. Are you ready? We are ready. We're excited. We're ready to go. And if I'm talking to this gentleman right here, that means there's a lot of fun stuff coming up. Soccer's already started, off to a great start. Big games coming. The Vice President and Director of Athletics here at Florida State, Michael Alford, with us. It's always great to talk to you, sir. Let's go. I know you're excited. Let's have some fun.
Oh, I can't wait. Did you have a good summer?
I had a great summer. It was outstanding.
Got to lay out by the pool?
A little bit. Bad golf, which is what I do,
Great.
but I enjoy playing. I'm ready to go, though.
Got
ready
the
to
pipes, drink the honey.
Honey, water, ready
Tea,
to rock.
hot
Little
tea. No, it's great. It's my favorite time of the year. And we get the student athletes back on campus and just feeling the energy of them arriving. Had a head coaches meeting this morning. They're ready, excited, ready to go. Brian Penske's done an unbelievable job of setting the tone early.
Yeah.
Going to Texas, 2 games on the road and coming back with a 2-0 start. And what a physical game. I just saw the team in the weight room and just gave them a little fist bump because that was a physical game in Fort Worth. And just to see them persevere, having 7 new kids on the roster and just seeing everything that they're going through right now, figuring each other out, getting players back from the World Cup. Yeah. And here they are and throwing them in action, and they haven't practiced a lot together, and just seeing the growth of that program and everything he's doing with it is exciting. But it is the most exciting time of the year, and the energy around campus couldn't be more excited to get ready for this year. Yeah, we're looking forward to a lot of things coming up around the corner. Certainly, we're going to talk about Mike Norvell and Florida State's football program as they open up in Orlando on Sunday, September the 3rd. But where we're coming from, talking to you from, this is actually take 2 of the Seminoles Sit Down with Michael Alford. The Pardon Our Dust doesn't even pardon the athletic director as we try to tape this inside the indoor facility earlier this morning. But our friends at Seminole Productions, who do an amazing job bringing Seminole fans essentially every event that we have in so many different ways, as well as in-game productions. Correct. We're live in Control Room A, and Kirby Kander, Kyle Parsons, the entire team. They do such an amazing job, and this is a pretty impressive setup we have right here. You know, when I first came to Florida State, was able to get and see the facilities, get a tour, and see what we've been able to accomplish here in studio. And I think there's 5 of these. Yes. That we're able to do multiple broadcasts on at the same time. And the staff just does an unbelievable job. There's a reason when ESPN and anyone else comes here for a national broadcast, there's no reason for them to bring a truck because we got everything wired to all of our facilities, first class, partnering with the university, and we employ over a little bit under 100 students. That's right. Right here on a game day, and just see them get real world experiences that are going to go out and translate into their jobs in the workforce. I can't tell you how many people reach out to me that worked here, got their start here, and now either on air somewhere or doing cameras for ESPN or et cetera. And it's great to see them come up to me when we're on the road and say hello while they got a camera at ESPN. So it all starts here. And if you get a chance to see this facility, it is not the best in the conference by far, one of the best in college sports. Yeah, it's a great crew. There's no question. We can't wait to see their continued outstanding work here coming up this athletics calendar season. Well, I tell you what, when you talk about Florida State, the work that yourself, Seminole boosters, everyone around FSU Athletics has put in regard to facilities, you have been able to develop and begin over $400 million in improvements in every one of our programs, Michael, that include in some way, shape, or form every single facility here at Florida State University. Take me through your vision, the blueprint of when you arrived in Tallahassee, what you first saw, and where you believed it could go with the support and what it needed to be overall. Well, to start off, I can't thank former Vice President Athletic Director David Coburn enough for what he did during the trying times of the pandemic to really stabilize our department, which then allowed me to come in and have a vision and be able to not worry about stabilizing and be able to start acting and building the pieces that need to be done. But it is exciting times right now. We know where we're going. We have facility plans drawn out, budgets all the way out to 2043, and facility plans going out that when we're going to address certain facilities. But we have already started that process, whether it's softball, baseball, looking at a new beach facility, looking at what we're going to do long-term in basketball. Just put a new basketball court in. got the renovations at Doak that are so important because that's really what drives our revenue. And you've heard me say it before, but the average SEC program, we're $13 million behind them in what they get out of their stadium, and behind the Big Ten, we're $9 million behind them in what they get out of their stadium. And that's important that we continue to look at our revenue streams and how do we narrow that gap. And a lot of us internally, and we've done a great job. The support of our boosters have been unbelievable. If you were to take conference distribution away and just put us across the country and what we're able to generate, but what I call revenues we control, we'd be ninth nationally. And that's something to be very proud of, something that we continue want to improve on as we go out and look to negotiate better agreements with our partners. But it's something to be proud of that our donors, partnerships have really stepped up to support Florida State, but there's still a lot of work to be done.
Yep. Michael talks about the investment made into Florida State athletics. You're seeing the direct correlation onto the playing field, Diamond Court as well, with FSU finishing in the top 20 in the Learfield Directors Cup a season ago, top 4 in the ACC. And you talk about improvement and taking things to another level. You think immediately, Michael, with Mike Norvell and this Florida State football program, 25th 10-win season in program history a year ago. And I know you want the Garnet and Gold to take over the city of Orlando next weekend for what is going to be a huge start to the season with LSU in town.
Well, I know our fans are going to come out and support. You're going to hear war chant echoing through the buildings of downtown Orlando and everywhere in between. But he has done such a great job of just bringing in the right fit. And really all of our coaches, we mentioned Coach Penske earlier, but the young ladies he brought out of the transfer portal, just the right fit. And that's important that they come in and fit our not only team culture, department culture, but university culture. And our coaches understand that. They understand that the facilities we're providing, we expect to win. And we expect to win. We're making a big push in nutrition. We expect to just win across the board. We have a 3.2 departmental GPA. We win in the classroom. And that's going back to just supporting our student athletes with the very best, giving them resources to be successful, and just watching them. You and I talk about it all the time. There's nothing that gives me more joy, and President McCullough more joy, than to see our student athletes graduate with that degree, a top 20 public institution, and a couple of rings on the right hand as they walk out the door. But all of our coaches are doing such a great job of just putting their very best foot forward and building young men and young women and instilling character into them to go out and be successful in life. And Coach Norvell is a great example of that. But we couldn't do it without the fan base that we have that comes. We're a self-sustaining athletic department. I think I've said it on every show, as I like to remind people. And what our Seminole boosters and ticket holders and everyone involved, the support they're allowing us to provide these resources to these student athletes, couldn't do it without them. And I just want to say thank you.
Yep, and speaking of the fall sports season right now, Chris Poole and Florida State volleyball, they held their Garnet and Gold showcase and scrimmage at historic Tully Gymnasium this last weekend. And Michael, they are back. They brought in some new pieces like everyone else has. They have a great group of returners as well. I tell you what, when you talk about consistency, Chris Poole, 5 wins away from 900 all time. I believe there's an excitement around that program as well to continue to improve and dive deeper in the NCAA volleyball tournament every year.
Well, Coach Poole's a coach that I really admire, known him for many years, but to see what he's been able to accomplish in that program consistently in the top 25, and I'll be the first to say without winning edge resources, we have not provided them long term. And we just redid their locker room. We're looking at what we can do to build a new Tully. And what that can be shaped and working with campus on that. But what he's been able to accomplish has just been amazing through his career here, like I mentioned, without giving him the proper resources that program deserves. But the team coming back this year, long, athletic, I mean, they're going to be fun to watch. Some of the new pieces he's brought in. We got a little setter that's really going to be fun to watch. And I just hope everybody gets a chance to get out there and support the volleyball program.
Yep. Well, before we say goodbye, you're always continuing, as you have said, the standard is the standard. And you mentioned the excellence in the classroom. the excellence on the field, the court, the diamond, everywhere else. Right. You're looking to continue to provide the best opportunities and best resources possible for Florida State student athletes out there. And I know as you've mentioned here a couple of times, the work that Stephen Ponder and his great team at Seminole Boosters have done, along with all of our donors and alumni out there, it continues to be the lifeblood in so many ways of this athletic department to continue to close that gap competitively.
Yeah, we can't do it without them. Everything from ticket sales to what we're doing in concessions to all of our different revenue streams. We just set an all-time high this year in licensing revenue. And that's important. Go out and buy our product. This revenues we can control. Our fan base has supported us, and we really do. Everything we get, it pours back into those student athletes. We got around 600 student athletes, all have these wonderful stories, and just to be able to provide the very best for them to compete across the board holistically. And that's what we're about. We support the educational mission of the university. We teach in some very unique ways, but we educate. And for them to have this experience and to be around this fan base and have the experience on campus here at Florida State University, it's the best time of their lives. And I'm really looking forward to getting this year going and welcoming the new freshmen in. And just, it's such an honor to be a Seminole, and it couldn't be a better time.
Yep. Well, I'll tell you what, Michael, we're so lucky to have you, obviously, and we're excited to see where your vision takes Florida State athletics here in the coming months, and certainly in the future with everything down the road as well. Thanks so much for your time today.
Thank you, as always.
There we go. It's Michael Alford, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jeff Culhane. Big thanks to Leo Georgie and his entire staff. And for all things Noles, keep it locked in right here at Seminoles.com.